Okay, another point that you would not want to skip over in comparing these two films is both of them have very different treatments of the theme of Christmas. Both of them take place around the holidays, but they're done very differently, where Black Christmas is very realistic. And also, you'll see that everything's very downplayed, and Christmas sort of seems to be in the background, because that's not what's constantly on people's minds during Christmas time. And ultimately, I think that this is so that you get a very realistic feeling, and you can see yourself in the perspective of the main character, which is absolutely necessary for a horror film and its function in building suspense. But A Christmas Story is a very nostalgic look back on Christmas and on childhood, and so it's all done from this child's point of view, and everything is very flamboyant, very big. There are many trips into Ralphie's mind where people are comically dressed up in very bizarre suits and that sort of thing. And so in that sense they're very different, but at the same time we're going to see some very similar treatments of Christmas here. In both of them, they feature Christmas carols, of course, but in both of them something is wrong with these Christmas carols. In Black Christmas, let me see if you can notice it. It's very, very subtle, but watch this. I'm not sure if you could really pick it up, but the fact of the matter is that in this film, every single Christmas carol was re-recorded so that it would have a slightly different and altered feel to it, so that in the back of your mind, just you would know that something was wrong. It was a good tool for building suspense. And the same exact trick is employed in A Christmas Story, when he does a very unearthly rendition of a lot of Christmas carols. And you can check that out right here.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
Very shocking, isn't it? I suppose a third and final thing to touch on in the Christmas theme is that I'm not sure what happened to Bob Clark as a child to make him hate Santa Claus so much.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
But he's not a big admirer of him, and you can really see that in his treatment of Santa Claus. Saint Nick is supposed to be very jolly, very happy, except in both of these, he's having a real bad day.
If Higby thinks I'm working 1 minute past 9, he can kiss my foot.
Shit.
Santa, please.
Look, she's supposed to be going away with me for the weekend, God damn it.
Well, we decided that we would go skiing for a few days. You?
Yeah, and I've been looking forward to this for 3 weeks. Bitch.
Isn't Santa naughty?
One thing that you can certainly take away from this is that the differences in these two films lie in their strengths. Black Christmas's strength is certainly in its ambiguity. It has an open ending, and the entire way through nothing is ever certain in the film. It's also, you'll notice, a very quiet film, whereas most horror films have a very loud, shrieking soundtrack that's very jarring. This one has an equally jarring effect through its silence. It's a very quiet film. And then, contrasting with that, you have A Christmas Story. Its strength lies in its familiarity. It is the childhood that everyone has had, and it's a nostalgic look back that everyone can take part in. And this film is very loud, and it's very big and over the top. And I don't think it's a mistake that these two films contrast with each other so much, and at the same time have an applicability to each other, because that is, in my opinion certainly, one of the highest functions of film. And a famous film theorist named Thomas Schatz wrote a book called Hollywood Genres that's very highly thought of in film, and in that he says that every genre film ever made is a response to a film made before it. I don't think that that is clear anywhere else than right here, where Bob Clark is answering himself 9 years later. And hopefully you will be able to enjoy these movies now over your holiday season with a newfound appreciation. And I'm sure you all have great holidays. So many of them. And I'm going to wish you now happy holidays. Okay, enough of this politically correct crap. This is Merry Christmas.